Welcome back to the Tactical Series, Episode 1, Part 3. This is Runes versus Epics. We're starting out this video with stripping off the runes from my main undead team and moving them to our alternate team here. I have this going a little bit faster because it's a little bit uneventful. I have it going at twice the speed. If you wanted to... I didn't make it go faster just because I wanted people to be able to see what the runes were if you're actually pausing. Part of the reason that I picked the team that I did is I wanted, like I said, the exact same team composition as my undead team. That way that I could take the exact runes that I had on my undead team and move them to this alternate team. So had I used somebody else like Torchy or Pontifex, I mean, none of these would have translated the exact same way that I wanted to do this video. I wanted to say in all things... equal, if I took the exact same runes and put them on one team versus another, could it make a team that's not viable into a viable team? So that's what I'm showing here by using the exact same runes. I basically... I did the runes in two parts. I did both of the color ones. I didn't want to have trouble remembering all of the runes. I did both of the primary colors. Then I went back and I did the three alternate colors. So like I said, I pretty much recorded it just so you could see what runes I have on there. Now compared to other people out there, my runes are by no means super baller status runes. I have some decent runes out there on some of these guys here, but in the scope of things, does it really matter if your undead team is 28,000 or if it's 32,000 or 30,000? It really doesn't. If you watch my boss mode series, the undead team that I use for almost any of my dungeon cruises through almost anything. And honestly, it probably could be lesser and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So lately I've been taking some of the absolute best runes that I've been making and putting them on my PvP team instead. I seem to find that's a better use for really, really high quality runes right now because I know that I'm going to be able to beat the boss mode dungeons, and actually I have beaten them all already. But what I'm not sure of is who's going to be attacking me in PvP. So the higher rune set that I can have on my PvP team, the better that's going to ultimately fare. And I would normally recommend that as well to newer players as well. If you haven't gone through boss mode, sure, you're going to need some of those hardcore runes. But if you've already done most of the boss mode, or you're not really interested in boss mode because you've already got the epics and you've got enough materials to make your runes and stuff, then don't worry about it. I kind of found boss mode to be sort of an afterthought because there's no hero tokens. I think if there would have been hero tokens as well as the materials, boss mode would be a lot more enticing. I found that after just a couple of weeks of boss mode being introduced and then just running the epic boss island, I didn't really need to run the actual dungeons that much. The materials are found all over the place, so I didn't feel like I was forced to run boss mode just to get materials for runes. And honestly, they've been putting up so many material rewards and stuff for runes anyways that even if you haven't gotten through boss mode, a lot of people are still able to get greater runes and even some superior runes for that matter. There's been superior runes as far as rewards here and there, so they're not impossible to get. So when the second half of boss mode unlocks, maybe they'll do things a little bit differently and put better things in there. I'm hoping that some of the harder to find materials are actually going to be drops in those second half ones. But with no hero tokens, like I said, boss mode is kind of just there and it's not really a high priority for anybody else. All right, so if you're still watching at this point here, we're just finishing up on Kozar. He's getting Brahms runes. Going to turn him into an attack beast, basically. Certainly not, it's still not going to be up to the same quality as a lot of my friend heroes because I don't have a ton of stars on him. If he was 6 stars and using Brahms runes, he might be a lot more formidable. And then I just went on here to show Zom's rooms as well, just to show what he's got. He's got a couple of vampirics, so he steals a lot of life, some crit chance, some power, and another crit chance there. All right, so let's pop back into the actual stage here. This is now our runed up undead team, or not undead, our runed up alternate team right now. All right, so we're going to clear out these guys here first. Take a look at the hero power. Drop down to 1900. or 19,000 rather. So compared to the undead team, the runes certainly did not make up that extra bit of hero power here. So it has me wondering what this is going to ultimately amount to. I do know that there's going to be a little bit better attacks. Team synergy, there's still really no team synergy, so it's just a matter of, do these guys hit harder and do they survive more? That's really what we're testing out now. So it's starting out pretty much the same as it did before. I know that Zama's going to hit hard, so I chose to kill somebody else here. And then Kozar with his home run actually does a little bit more damage now. I felt comfortable getting a couple of kills there. And so then it's just a matter of play this out and see where things go. So could choose to heal, but being that these guys are a little bit tougher around this time, I felt like I could skip a turn and heal the next time around. Wait until after the next round of normal speed heroes goes. But just in that first room, I could just feel that things were a little bit better. I don't know if it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, a confidence thing, just knowing that I had a little bit better equipment. Like I felt like things were going to go better, and that may have been what it was. You can see I actually made a mistake there, and I attacked the red guy with Krex, which was stupid. It was just a misclick essentially. Those guys did get a couple of hits. Like I said, their rampage is kind of a tough attack, and it can do some damage regardless of what your situation is. But Kozar is also ruined heavily for attack rather than for defense. So I can see him taking damage just the same as Braum would. And Zam is the same as he always has been. He doesn't have an extra buff for defense or health or anything like that. So based on what it's looking like here, does this team fare much better? Attack-wise, probably so. Defense-wise, I expected Krex to do a little bit better because I did give him a lot of the damage reduction that Hansuke had. So I was a little bit concerned here, but being that we have a full-fledged healer, we don't have to worry about Yor whipping out his epic here. And so I just tossed a little shield on him to help him survive. And actually, if I wouldn't have shielded him and used that a little bit of a heal, he probably could have killed that little yellow jabber with that skill. He probably would have did more attacks, but it is what it is. But at least he has a shield on there now, and he gets a free turn. And then I know Yasmin's not going to kill this guy in one hit, so I took the smart move and I decided to heal Krex instead, because if he does get two consecutive attacks like that mauling there, without healing him, that may have taken him to the brink of death. The first one would have did the shield in and then whatever he had left. So it was actually probably a smart move on my part to heal there. Never a bad thing when you find a treasure chest. Trying to get max Lupina tokens, but guess I'm just getting a little bit of gold here, which I do need the gold after this series. Spoiler alert, this series cost me about, I would say about 5 or 6 million gold after moving the runes around. So it was a pricey little thing, but I'm also happy to do it. I don't have much to spend the gold on other than leveling up runes, which I haven't made any really awesome runes lately, so just letting the gold sit, accumulate it. So we see with the Rune Kozar that that third attack actually works pretty good now, whereas I couldn't count on that the last time around. I mean, obviously it did good damage, but when he's got that hardcore attack runes on him, he's obviously much more formidable. Now, normally in a situation like this, I would like to be able to heal the team with Zam. That half-dead yellow guy and Taste for Brains is a classic scenario where I like to do a heal there, just because I'm always certain that it's going to get a kill shot in there. But we have to wait around for Yasmin to do her thing, and she's got one more turn before she's going to be able to heal Kozar. So that's really the only concern here, is what's going to happen to Kozar in this in the closing moments here. Because if these guys all target him, he's dead, and there's nothing we can do about it. So if he gets a little bit of his life leech, I think one of the runes that he has a chance to steal, but I haven't noticed much health stealing from Kozar in this run yet. So I, I never ever count on that healing to be there. So looks like we got lucky with that. And now Yasmin will be able to actually heal, so that's a good deal. So we get the shield plus a little bit of a heal. And then next turn he can get a full-fledged heal. It's always nice when the only remaining hero left is a slow hero, because then we can basically slow play it and make sure we get any buffs we want or heals or things like that. Alright, so we're back to the end here, so we are going to do our standard Kozar attack. We saw what happened the last time with the non-rune team. It ended up, we lost two. We lost Kozar and we lost Krex, due to them not having much health, and ultimately just because of maybe a poor choice of attack here. So we're using Kozar. We're going to drop the defense down. Now, I'm not doing this exactly the same as the non-rune team. You saw when I did that one, I did sort of make a mistake and second-guess myself. Choosing the attack route here seemed like a smart move because the Echo is almost dead, plus the Pwn undead, and it knocks him out. Since he can't do that super attack now, and he can't do the Energize, this actually is looking really, really promising now. So we used the one friend hero and no potions, and we had no deaths, which was basically saying this team here with runes is not actually a bad team. It's definitely viable and can beat this dungeon 3-star by having a good set of runes. So stick around for the next part. We're going to show you what happens when we take runes off of our undead team. We want to get a sense of how do epics fare when we're doing boss mode dungeons. So stick around. We'll be right back. Thanks.